Here I have an Elegoo Centauri Carbon 3D printer that I got recently. It's been a solid 3D printer so far, and it's a definite upgrade over my Ender 3S1, even with all of the modifications that I've made to my older printer. In this video, I'm going to show a couple of simple 3D printed improvements that I've designed. The first is a waste catcher. The printer comes with the mini CC model loaded onto the machine that you can print as a waste catcher. This and most other designs for waste catchers that I can find use the two screws on the back of the machine for hanging the bin. In other words, you have to loosen those two screws quite a bit if you want to be able to easily remove and hang the bin to catch the extruder waste. What I really didn't like about these designs is that those two screws are also what hold the bottom of the waste chute to the opening in the back, so loosening those screws can allow that to have a little bit of give and play in it. Furthermore, unless you loosen the screws much more than needed to hang the basket, it's possible that through that adjustment or as it comes loose, that the loosened screws actually get pressed in a bit along with the chute, just enough that you no longer have enough of the screw sticking out to hang the bin anymore until you push the chute back out against the back panel. So instead, I made a model that consists of two pieces. The first piece is a plate that screws tightly against the back panel that also has hooks for the basket. And then a bin that is designed to slide easily onto those 3D printed hooks. The hooks in the slot in the bin are much bigger and making it much easier to slide the bin on and off. And also, since the hooks are rigid and the screws can be tightened all the way into the plate and the chute, there's no more worry about parts rattling around or moving. The second is a spacer for the spool holder. I noticed that as the printer was drawing filament from the spool holder, the spool of filament would sometimes be pulled slightly diagonally into the side panel, which caused the edge of the spool holder to rub against the panel. While this I don't really think is going to affect the function of the printer, there are some reports of that rubbing causing wear on the finish of the side panel, making it look not as nice. And so the second print is a spacer that fits around the spool holder that keeps the spool from rubbing against the side panel. The model consists of two halves that fit around the spool holder and then snap together. And this larger disc is then going to keep the spool away from the panel when you load the spool, limiting the possibility of wear on the panel from the spool rubbing against it. Both of these models are linked in the video description so that you can download them and print them for your own Centauri Carbon printer.